I don't know what's going on in the nursing industry, but I can't believe what's happening. It seems like the nursing industry is becoming oversaturated. And the reason why I say this is because they're making up all types of rules for the nurses to go through. And that's why you see nurses quitting everywhere and they just can't take it no more. It's adding a lot of stress to the nursing industry. And these rules that they're making up, these rules are unreasonable. So in this video, let's see.
This is bad. This is diabolical. Actually, this is potentially one of the most damaging things I've seen in the nursing profession. University of North Carolina Health Medical Center recently announced that they are transitioning their staffing to a bid shift model beginning October 2nd. With bid shift, teammates request open shifts at a specific premium rate of pay. Other eligible staff may request the same shift at progressively lower rates of pay while the shift remains open for bidding. And then the shifts will be generally awarded to the lowest bid submitted. I'm asking every nurse out there to really take a minute to try to understand how damaging this is and what the long-term effects of this are going to be. They're pitting nurses against each other. They're treating full-time employees like contract workers. We all lose with this. This will drive all wages down. This is a competition to work for less money. This is brilliantly diabolical. Like, whoever came up with this, a genius, and going straight to hell. Diabolical. This is going to have such... I'm so angry. Please, please do not accept these shifts. Do not work those extra shifts. You are selling out every other nurse when you do that, because what I've always told you, what you put in place in one area carries over to other areas. You let this become the norm there, before we know it, it will be everywhere. Just think back to COVID. Did anything go back to the way it was before? You must stick together and not work any of those extra shifts. Do not bid on any of those extra shifts. And I'm going to take it a step further. This is almost as bad as crossing a strike line. You are going to have that kind of long-term detrimental effects if nurses start doing this. Do not accept these shifts. Do not sell out nurses everywhere. And just don't be stupid and work for less money.
UNC Healthcare is quite literally trying to kill patients and trying to kill nursing. And you cannot convince me otherwise, because I just found out that they want to move to a bidding system for nurses. And I'm not talking about for travel nurses, although having them bid for contracts and compete for contracts also is very odd. I think it just should go to whoever's the most qualified and not who will do it for the cheapest amount of money. But also, UNC now wants their staff nurses, their full-time people that they have already hired and already said, hey, I think you're qualified for the job. They now want them to bid for shifts. So they're having to compete amongst themselves. So now, let's say a nurse normally works for like $40 an hour. Someone else could be like, well, hey, you know what? I'll do that same shift. I'll take that same shift, but I'll do it for $30 an hour. Or I'll do it for $20 an hour. And so they're quite literally driving the nursing wages down. So, you went to school, you did all this work, you did your clinicals, you endured like terrible things to get to be able to be a nurse. And now the competition and suffering doesn't even end. Once you get the job, now you have to compete against your fellow nurses for actual shifts now. And I know that there's cattiness amongst nurses and there can be, those kind of problems. But now add in literally having to compete for shifts, compete for your livelihood, compete so that you can pay your rent and put food on the table and take care of your family. I don't think that's going to support camaraderie, and I don't think that's going to support cooperative care amongst nurses. If they all hate each other and they're all breathing down each other's necks because they literally need to be able to take care of themselves and feed their family, and their fellow nurses now their competition, how do you think that's going to affect patient care? Do you think that's going to have a positive effect on patient care? I think not. As a patient, I don't want my healthcare workers to have to do stuff like this. They should have ample downtime, livable, and dare I say, thrivable wages. They should have a healthy and safe work environment. What part of this reads healthy and safe work environment, UNC? You're going to have desperate nurses. You're going to have overworked nurses. You're going to have nurses who are distracted because they're worrying about other things, and maybe they're trying to bid for the next shift while they're, I don't know, maybe trying to keep a patient alive. How do you think that's going to play out? And I found out that they cannot bid the wages up. UNC has it capped. I don't know what the cap is, but I'm assuming it's not that fucking great. They can only bid downwards. So for some reason, UNC thinks it's a fantastic idea to stress out, even more so, the people who are supposed to be keeping patients alive. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like I need to find some kind of patient experience number for UNC and maybe post it on here, and then everybody can call and tell them what a terrible fucking idea this is.
This is crazy. It's always something. I can't believe what they're doing. Just think about it. Imagine if you had to compete for your shift. It's like anything just to make the employee more stressed, because this was uncalled for. Imagine you just going to school, spending all your time just to become a nurse. And then as soon as you become a nurse, they start making you compete for your shift. Something that you shouldn't ever have to do. And they're doing it. And it's driving you insane, because nobody should have to go through this. And I know what they're doing because everything is all about a dollar. Why should it have to be competition? So now they're trying to put the nurses against each other, which doesn't make any sense, because people are supposed to be united. They're trying to make everything more divided as usual because of a dollar. Just ask yourself, for a business perspective, they looking at it like it's a smart move. Because if we have this shift, instead of paying an experienced nurse the pay rate, we'll just give it to a new entry nurse. So in reality, seniority doesn't even matter anymore. So it's like they rob you out your seniority. Something that you worked hard for. Because I know a lot of people value their seniority. And seniority goes a long way. And the reason why seniority goes a long way, it's a lot of people out there in other fields that don't want to leave where they're working at because of their seniority. They feel like if they go somewhere else, they're going to lose it. And that's part of the trap, the system, just to keep you down. And you see what they'll do? You can't put it past no field. That's why you see a lot of nurses quitting. They can't deal with the stress. Some of them feel like the $40 an hour ain't worth it no more. Because look what they trying to do. So that's showing y'all that they really don't want to pay y'all $40. They coming up with this shift bidding. And you know how that go. As soon as one company do it, everybody else gonna follow along. And this is just terrible. And America is continuing to collapse. With things like this, we're gonna always fail. We're never gonna get ahead because they don't want to make it better for the employees. So as an employee, this is what I want y'all to think about. This is what I want y'all to know. Why do you care so much about your job? So when you call off, why do you feel guilty? This job don't care about you. And they don't supposed to care about you. This is business. But you made it personal because you're a human. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is that take care of y'all first. Forget these jobs. They'll still be there. And if they're not going to be there, it is what it is. You'll cross that bridge when you get there. But don't never feel guilty to take a day off. And I know y'all been going through it. Y'all been stressed out. Dealing with situations like this, it's just crazy. So that's my take on this situation. Let me know how y'all feel about this one. Share it in the comments. And I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.